Do you want to beat your friends and colleagues at the new Euro fantasy game, or do you want to learn how to play the game, or just need to refresh how the game works? This is the video for you. If you're not sure where to find the game, I will post a link in the description down below with a link to the official game, and you can also download the app from Google Play or the App Store. In this video, I'll quickly run through the most important rules and the differences between the Fantasy Premier League game, and I will also talk about strategy when it comes to deadlines and substitutions, and at the end I will show you my first draft and the crucial captain strategy. Let's go. First of all, how to score points. This is the same as in the regular Fantasy Premier League game. You get points for scoring goals, keeping clean sheets, and every 2 goals conceded you get a -1, and the goalkeeper gets a point for saving penalties, and the goalkeeper also gets an additional point for every 3rd save he makes. Additional sources for points. If a player starts, he will get a point, and if he makes it to the 60 minutes mark, he will get an additional point. If you score a goal from outside the box, you will get +1, and this is different from the Fantasy Premier League game. Same goes for player of the match. This replaces the bonus point system that we're used to from the Fantasy Premier League game, and the player of the match will get 3 additional points. Assists will get you 3 points. 3 balls recovered will also give an additional point, and this will probably make some of the defensive midfielders more attractive than they are usually in the Fantasy Premier League game. So 3 balls recovered and the player will get a point. If you win a penalty, you will get 2 points, even though it's converted or not. If you have a player on a team that concedes a penalty, you will get a -1. Yellow card, penalty missed, red card and own goal is the same. It gives you minus points as in the Premier League game. Number of players from a team. You can only have 3 players from the same team. This goes for the group stage. When we approach to the round of 16, you can have 1 additional player, so it's 4, and in the quarterfinals 5, semifinals 6, at the final you can have 8 players from the same team. This is of course to avoid that in the final game you can only have 3 players from each team, which means that we can only field 6 players. So as the tournament advances, we will also get additional players from each team. That was the general rules of the game. If you have any other questions, please post them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Next out is strategy, and in this section I will talk about substitutions. This is different from the regular Fantasy Premier League game and can be really important if you want to do well in the Euro Fantasy mode. So first of all, in the Euro Fantasy game, we are able to make substitutions during the game week. So it's really important to have a balanced squad, and it's also important to spread those players on the individual days within the match day. So this means that if you have a player that has blanked, you can just swap him out and get a player from your bench. So having all players play on the same day is not advisable. To make the most of the substitutions, you need to spread your players around during the week. One example, if you have players in the Germany-Hungary game on June 19th, you can just swap them out if they blank. If you have a couple of England players on your bench, they can be swapped in for your Germany players. Same goes for captaincy as with substitutions, as you can actually change your captain during the match day. So having a balanced squad with good solid captain options each day within the match day can be really advisable. So basically try to have a good player from a strong team that plays on different days during the match week. And I will show an example of how this can be done at the end of the video. What you want to avoid is loading up on, let's say, Spain and Italy players and using a good chunk of your budget on those teams, tripling up on their assets when they play on the same day. Before taking a look at my first draft and the captain strategy, I will quickly talk about the chips, wildcard and limitless. Wildcard is the same as in the regular Fantasy Premier League game. You have unlimited transfers, you don't have unlimited budget, the team will not reset when the match day is over. While for limitless, this is kind of similar to the free hit. The only difference is that you have an unlimited budget, but the team resets once the match day is over and you get your old team back. It's hard to plan a chip strategy before a ball is even kicked, but historically the limitless chip has been really powerful in match day 3. This is because some of the best teams already have advanced from their groups. They have won their first 2 games, and in the 3rd game they want to rest some of their best players. So using the limitless in match day 3 might be a good option this year as well. My first draft, I will not spend much time talking about the individual players because they are subject to change. The tournament is still some days away, but the foundation of this team will probably be something I will go with. I have strong starting 11 and I also have 3 good players on my bench. Lunin, Trossard and Dalot playing for Ukraine, Belgium and Portugal, who has their game late in match day 1. So all my starting players play their game before my bench players. If one of the players in my starting 11 blanks, I will just transfer in Lunin, Trossard or Dalot. Lenjani, the last player on my bench, he is in as a fodder. It's possible to also spread the cash even more and have 15 strong players, but in this draft I've gone for 14 strong players and 1 fodder, which gives me a little bit more budget to play with. So option 1 is to have 15 strong players, then you can transfer in 4 players from your bench, or you can just have a fodder on your bench and have a little bit more money to play with. Captains for match day 1. This is how I've set up my team. On the first day in match day 1, I have a player from Germany. On the next day, I have Morata from Spain. If both of them blank, I can give the captain's armband to Harry Kane. He plays on June 16th against Serbia, and if that fails as well, then I have one last chance with France and Mbappe playing against Austria. So make sure to have solid captain options on each day within the same match day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you do, and make sure to follow the channel for more FPL content during the tournament and when the Premier League kicks off in August.